London Heathrow, host to 78 million passengers, nearly 500,000 flights, and one very unusual animal reception centre. Animals passing through Heathrow come here to be checked in.
Hi! Oh, you're so pretty!
Also known as the Ark, it's equipped to welcome almost any species through its doors.
I like the cheeky one, holding his hand out for more food.
From reptiles and livestock to pets and predators, it's up to the Ark to make sure everyone is clear to enter the country.
That really is the tiniest one I've ever seen.
More than 200,000 animals passed through last year alone. And its dedicated team of over 40 staff are on hand every hour of every day.
We'll just get a vet out just to be safe.
And are always prepared to expect the unexpected.
Ah! Then she lost her hand.
Today on Animal Airport.
Oh my god, they're tiny!
A species of penguin makes a rare trip to the UK.
He is a bit slippery.
Intern Dan is set a tricky tortoise challenge.
This is actually the first time I'm doing it by myself, so we'll see.
And a couple of champion pedigree pups arrive for the largest dog show in the world.
They're little fluff buckets that mop the floor with their fur.
The Animal Reception Centre at Heathrow Airport is the only border post in the UK that's licensed to receive any species of animal. And today, Supervisor Chris is on the runway to collect 20 penguins from Australia off one of the first flights of the morning.
So we should be able to see them. There they are. So bring them down, and then once we've got them on board, we'll get them back to the Ark, and then yeah, they can chill there for a bit.
The penguins are moving home from an aquarium in Sydney to one in Weymouth, Dorset.
They've all got names, which is nice. It's Ron, Burgundy, Magoo, Hugo Boss there, Hoppet, Coco. I'll be having a look at those. So I can monitor them on my way back to the Ark with the camera that's aimed in the back there. I've got the heating up for them.
Back at the centre, it's time to get all the penguins unloaded.
I don't think they'd smell this bad, but hey ho.
And word has got around about the unusual arrivals.
They've all got names.
Mel, that's so cute.
Oh my god, they're tiny!
Oh, Hugo Boss is going. That's my favourite. Hugo Boss? Yeah.
Little blue penguins are the smallest species of penguin in the world, and they're rarely seen outside their native countries of Australia and New Zealand.
Look at their little wings!
From Burgundy, what's that? That's
From Anchorman!
Anchorman.
Fiona is waiting excitedly in reception to collect them.
This is currently the only colony in the whole of Europe. We want to make sure that we continue to breed them here, and then hopefully, we'll be the first of a number of colonies in Europe. To finally now be at this point where they can come down to Weymouth and we can put them in their new facility is really exciting.
But before even one penguin is allowed to leave, they must all have their microchips and travel documents checked to make sure they're disease-free. And with 20 of them, it's going to take a while. In March each year, the centre sees a flurry of pedigree pets arriving in time for Crufts' dog show. Just being unloaded are Elvis and Mimi, a pair of Coton de Toulouse dogs that have flown in from Washington, D.C. Owner Adrienne and professional dog handler Harry are waiting for them in reception.
Coton is French for cotton, and Tulier is a port on the island of Madagascar where the breed originates. They're comical little clown dogs. They're happy-go-lucky little fluff buckets that mop the floor with their fur.
They may be top show dogs, but like any animal arriving at Heathrow Airport, they must have their microchips and travel documents checked to confirm they're free from rabies before they're allowed into the country. Apprentice Kirsty is helping get them settled.
We've got 2 dogs and they're going to be on Crufts. You can see they've got nice little ribbons in their hair, the little white dogs, very pretty. Come from all the way from the USA to go into the Crufts, so they must be excited.
But she's spotted an issue with their containers.
The box is made out of metal, and that's not good because then it's not leak-proof, so that's against the regulations. So the airline shouldn't have let them travel with this.
The owners may have to source new boxes before their return flight, but right now, all focus is on the show.
It is the biggest dog show in the world, so we have to come. Mimi and Elvis are entered as toy dogs in the toy group, and Elvis's father, Monkey, took the breed at Crufts last year, so we're hoping for a repeat of our big win last year.
And while they're dreaming of winning, there's one thing they're hoping to avoid.
Well, most importantly, Mimi is in season. We're concerned, but not too concerned, that the people taking care of them at this end will see that note and make sure that she's not put with another dog.
Especially
Certainly
not her
a male.
father.
Right.
But in the kennels, the paperwork is not quite so clear.
So on this one, they've said that they can share, but on this one, it says that she's actually in season, so they shouldn't share.
With all the different types of animals that come through the Ark, Deputy Manager Ross is always on the lookout for ways to train the junior staff.
We've got a tortoise that's arrived. It's somebody's pet. This is a single species, so this is a really good opportunity for the animal attendants to have a look, trying to identify it, etc.
Correctly identifying creatures is crucial for the team to provide the right care for new arrivals. So Ross is testing Dan to see if he can accurately ID the tortoise.
I'm an intern here at the Ark. I'm from the University of Surrey. I'm here for a year. The best part of the job is interacting with the animals. I'm just excited to see anything that comes in.
Right, Dan, so we've got a tortoise that's arrived over the other side. I want you to, if you can grab Daisy, the work experience as well, and I want you to try and, just as a practice, because there's only one, and it's always good to practice, I want you to try and ID it for me.
Right.
Obviously there's loads of tortoises, so I'm going to give you a bit of a clue that
Right.
this is testudos, but that's the only clue I'm going to give you.
Okie doke.
They're young people, they're very on into their working life. So if this is the job for them, yeah, brilliant. We can give them skills, we can give them the knowledge to become an animal attendant.
This is actually the first time I'm doing it by myself, so we'll see.
The tortoise's owner will soon be here to pick him up. But there's time for Dan and Daisy to figure out what species it is. The testudo genus of tortoise originates from North Africa, Western Asia and Southern Europe. But this pet has flown from Dubai.
It would be good if I remembered what Ross said. He gave us a hint, but I completely forgot.
As well as helping to manage training at the centre, Ross also oversees the more exotic arrivals. And that includes the huge job of checking 20 little blue penguins who've arrived from Australia.
One of the first things obviously we had to do was verify the bird's identity. We have to do that for nearly all the animals that come through the Ark.
To do this, Ross uses a reader that scans a microchip under the penguin's skin.
It's really important that we can find that microchip and tally it up with all the veterinary paperwork that went with it. 645.
Okay, yeah.
941.
Yeah.
000 021 628 645.
Yeah, that's Ron Burgundy.
So far, so good. Until they get to a penguin called Circe.
Yeah, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6.
That's not on the road.
We managed to confirm the identity of 19 of the 20 penguins, but there was an issue where the microchip number of the 20th penguin didn't match up with the accompanying paperwork. And obviously, so that means technically that he's got no valid paperwork to travel with. So unfortunately, we couldn't let that bird leave the animal reception centre.
The missing paperwork would contain confirmation that Circe isn't carrying avian influenza and Newcastle disease. So until medical tests are redone, he's staying at the Ark. But at least he won't be alone.
So what Sea Life have asked us is if they can keep one of his buddies, one of his crate buddies, I guess, who he travelled with. He shared a seat with from Australia. So his little crate buddy's going to stay with him just to keep him company while he's here.
It's not the normal clientele that come through the Ark here in Heathrow, so we're going to brief them on what we need them to do, how we feed them, and once the vets here and the guys here give us the okay, we'll be back up to pick them up, hopefully in the real near future.
While all their friends set off for the aquarium in Weymouth, Supervisor Chris is keen to make the centre as homely as possible for Circe and his buddy Coco.
They just recommended as long as they've got somewhere to go at night or hide or get away from each other. Next is probably just filling up the water bath. And then penguin time. Okay, Circe and Coco. So with these guys, I mean, even though they're quite little, obviously they're very good, strong swimmers. So they've got, their wings are quite strong. Their beaks are quite sharp. They've got little hooks in there as well. So you've got to be watchful of those. You just shut the door, please. I love penguins. I like the way they walk, the way they swim. Characters, I think they've got, yeah, good individual characters. He is a bit slippery.
In the wild, their unusual blue colour keeps them from becoming another animal's lunch. When swimming underwater, the darker blue feathers help them blend in and hide from predators above. And their light-coloured tummy makes it harder for predators below to see them against the light of the sky.
Penguins are in. They don't seem too flustered. I think they're just taking in their new surroundings at the moment. They've just had some fecal samples taken and some mouth swabs. So depending on how long that takes to get back from the labs, then that's how long they'll be staying.
Show dogs Elvis and Mimi have just checked into the Animal Reception Centre after flying more than 3,000 miles to compete at Crufts.
So we were going to put them together in the kennel, but unfortunately on one of the sheets that we have it says that she can't kennel share with the other one because she's in season, so they're going to have to go separate.
Confusion over and their kennel arrangement sorted, their vaccination checks can start.
Do you have a little brush? Hey?
Owner Adrienne and handler Harry can't wait for it to be done.
I'm excited to give them a squeeze and check them and let them know that we're still here and we haven't forgotten about them.
Both Mimi and Elvis are champion dogs in America, with Mimi ranked #1 in the whole country for her breed.
We're hoping and praying that everything will be in order when we get them out of their crates, because they have long hair and they're white, solid white dogs, and they've been on a long trip coming here. They both travel very well. Each of them has flown previously, but not this long distance. It's a long time.
As you can see, the dog's got purple hairbands all on it. They're hair bubbles properly to keep the dog's hair out of its face, try and keep it as clean as possible, because obviously while it's stuck in a box, the owners can't do anything to keep it maintained, and if it's going to be showing, they're obviously going to want it to be in as best condition as possible. It's a lot of fluff. Matches the bedding we've chosen.
It will be the largest competition of Catons our breed in the world this year that we'll be competing up against. So it's really entering the big leagues, if you will.
Elvis, what's this?
The wait is soon over. The dogs are confirmed to be free from rabies, and they can be reunited with Adrienne and Harry.
Oh, you are cute.
Oh, you're so wet. You're soaking wet. Hello, 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 hello. You see, yes, she says, I'm happy to see my mom. She's my mom. Take a day's rest to get groomed up and prettied and beautiful, and Saturday's Crufts.
It's time for them to leave, prepare for the show, and hopefully achieve a repeat of last year's success.
Do you want to hold it, Daisy? Yeah.
Intern Dan and work experience Daisy are attempting to identify the species of tortoise that has arrived from Dubai.
Right, let's narrow it down. So we said this, it could be this one. I do not believe it would be this one.
By identifying the species, they'll be able to work out what to feed it and how to look after it. So it's important training.
You're right, it's the opposite colouring, isn't it? Yeah. It's quite the opposite. And I don't think it's this one either, because the carapace is really high on this one.
The carapace is the scientific name for the shell of the tortoise, and along with its claws and colouring, can be used to identify the species, but it's not easy.
If you turn it upside down, yeah, it's matching. Looked for the colouring on the carapace and around the feet, the claws, how many claws there are on each feet. There's like different bumps on the backside of the turtles that relate to different species. The tails are different. So I think that our species must be Testudo hermanni, which is also called a Hermann's tortoise.
So Dan thinks they've positively identified the tortoise. Time to see if he's right.
Ross, do you want to have a look and see?
If I was a betting man, I'd be going for the Hermans.
Got it right. Very proud. First time.
The only way they can do certain tasks at the animal reception centre is just to do them. So, you know, you can give them you can read as many textbooks, you can give them as much verbal instruction, you can do it till you're blue in the face. But to do it is any way to do it.
The owner of the tortoise has arrived to pick him up, and Dan can help the team with the next animal traveller. Little blue penguins Cersei and Coco are on their way to an aquarium in Weymouth, but they've had an unexpected stay at the centre while they wait for Cersei's test results, ensuring he's not bringing disease into the country. These tiny seabirds are unusual. They don't need a cold climate like most other penguins, and they're the only type to have blue feathers. But like all penguins, they love fish, and Supervisor Anna is on shift for feeding time.
Susie, Coco. Hi. We're gonna have some fish. Yeah, then, Coco. Susie, this one's yours.
But Cersei is having none of it.
Susie, come on. Susie, you're missing out. I've given him another go, but yeah, he seems to have hidden away.
Cersei needs to eat, so Anna calls in the aquarium's penguin keeper, Joe.
It's really important that we make sure we get enough electrolyte into them just to keep them well hydrated and healthy. The best way to do it is with a solution like this.
It's been exciting because to have penguins in, that doesn't happen that often. But then it has been a bit kind of stressful and frustrating with them not eating. That's the last thing that we kind of want.
They're a little bit different to other penguin species, so they'll have very specific needs. It's something kind of new for the guys at the Ark. So having one of us here to be able to train the guys and show them that and just check in on the penguins is really, really important for us.
So Coco has had 6 and Cersei's only had 2.
Ooh.
They must eat 6 to 10 fish per day. Hopefully, with some help from Joe, Cersei will get his appetite back.
So penguins, when they see their food, they'll reject anything that isn't intact or very badly damaged. It's important that they always take the head first, and then they suck the fish down whole. So if you had a fish that was missing its head, they won't go near it. If it's missing scales, things like that. So it's important that it's fresh and that it looks appropriate for them. Fussy penguins. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Way. Hi guys, Sissy, Coco. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hello. Hello. Woohoo.
Aided by Joe's know-how, Cersei laps up his lunch.
That's a really great sign. So that is what you'd expect a penguin to feed like. That means that these guys have settled down. It means that they're getting a little bit more familiar with their environment.
And Joe's impressed with what the centre has done to make the penguins feel at home.
Obviously, it's very hard to replicate what they're used to, which is sand and a big pool. But they've done a really good job at making it a nice environment.
One week later, Cersei's test results have come back all clear. And along with Coco, he's reunited with his feathered friends in Weymouth.
Finally here, which is so exciting. The birds were in great condition as well, which is fantastic. And as you can hear them in the background, they seem to be having a great time. They're calling to each other, interacting with each other, which is lovely. And also we've started seeing them preening as well, so it's a sign that they're settling down, doing their normal behaviours, which is exactly what we want to see, especially so quickly after going to the pool. So yeah, it's an exciting day and just great to see them finally in their new enclosure.
Another group of happy travellers have reached their final destination, despite the hiccup with their paperwork along the way. Elvis and Mimi made it to Crufts, where Mimi won Best in Breed. Dan is continuing his education at the Ark. And the penguins are still making a splash in Weymouth.